What an anemic and impotent performance from the Arsenal as we lose 1-0 at the sitting ground in Nottinghamshire. Ugh. I wanted to end the season strongly, but it looks like it's going to peter out. Let's get into it. Good afternoon, my peoples, and welcome back to the Counterattack. Hope you viewers are doing very, very well. 2 matches remaining in this Premier League season for the Ars. Nottingham Forest away. When the season started, I was excited about this game. You know, I love a team in the championship that's been in the championship for a while that has finally gotten promoted, and we are away to them in match week 37. And I looked at the lineup, and oh boy, Arteta chopping and changing and chopping. Xhaka looks like he's going to play, left back. I don't expect him to stay there. I think it'll be 3 at the back with Kiwior, Gabriel, and I believe Ben White also coming in there. It looks like Thomas Partey looks like he's going to line up at right back. I don't know. Don't know if I like that at all. And Trossard, he comes in for Martinelli. Those are a lot of changes. No Zinchenko. Our buildup is definitely going to suffer. And I was really hoping we could win this game, and we should be winning. The Forest leak goals like a sieve. We got to get a couple. As I thought, we line up with 3 defenders at the back. Kiwior, Ben White, and Gabriel Magalhaes. Forest doing the long throw-in thing. They're already sort of like wasting time at the beginning of the match. I believe I think they need all 3 points. They needed all 3 points and they would stay up here. They look lively, very, very lively. I was worried from the beginning. The crowd at the City Ground, absolutely deafening. You could only hear them through the TV. Really, really amazing atmosphere, and oh boy, was not feeling good. It really is truly shocking, the drop-off from the first team whenever we have to bring in a couple subs. And we did not start the game very well, but we were growing into it. And of course, irony strikes, because that's when Nottingham Forest get their first goal. Taiwo Awoniyi in the 19th minute, my people. Oh, I hate to see it. Odegaard playing an absolutely horrendous pass into the middle of the pitch. No idea what this man is doing. I think he's done that a few times this year. And Morgan Gibbs-White comes away with it. He feeds in Awoniyi, and honestly, it looked like he put a little bit too much sauce on the pass. Looked like he overran it. Gabriel Magalhaes actually gets there before the Nottingham Forest striker, and he does clear it, but he clears it off Awoniyi's leg, and it dribbles past Ramsdale. 1-0 Nottingham Forest, and oh my goodness. Well, we know what they're going to do now, don't we? They're just going to put everyone behind the ball, all 11 players if they can, and sit back. And that's exactly what they did. Really unfortunate for us to give up that goal when we did. We were actually playing quite well at the time, doing good interplay, actually fashioned a few chances in that sort of like 10, 15-minute spell before Nottingham Forest scored. But our build-up after that, so slow and pedantic. Absolutely hated it. It was like watching water boil and the stove is not even on. Absolutely hated it. And you could see that a lot of the boys out there, they were very confused about the way they were supposed to play. Jorginho was just out there yelling and gesticulating at Saka, at Partey, trying to get them to stand in the right places. They looked very, very confused, and you could tell. A very, very disjointed half. Whenever Arsenal play disjointed like that, like they don't know really what they're doing, like they don't know how to mesh the game tactics with creating chances, we're going to have a very, very long day. There was absolutely nothing down the left-hand side. Trossard was horrendous. Kiwior, honestly, he's not a creative left back. That's the furthest I've seen him high up the field. It's just really not his game. Forrest looked very, very comfortable defending the right-hand side, and Partey looked completely lost at, right back or whatever the hell he was supposed to be playing. Forest didn't offer very much, honestly. They let us have possession sort of in that middle third, and they were happy to keep us there, and that's exactly where we stayed because we just did not threaten. 80% possession and barely any chances created? Disgusting. This was an excellent example of Arteta needing to do something at halftime. Really needed to gin up the boys, get them going, stop the useless horseshoe passing, back and forth. Force were very, very comfortable. Change was needed, but no change was forthcoming. And honestly, we started the second half exactly how we played the first. First 15 minutes of the second half, the same thing. Horseshoe passing, back and forth, no chance creation, barely anything down the left-hand side. Truly, truly disappointing. Arteta, he finally changes things on 60 Minutes. He brings on Nketiah, he brings on Tierney, and we need something. The only chances Arsenal were creating were for Nottingham Forest, as about on maybe 80, 75, 80 minutes. Partey, I have no idea what he's doing here. He blasts the ball from about 3 yards away. Ben White, of course he can't control it. He blasted it at him. What do you expect him to do? And Morgan Gibbs-White, who was very, very lively today, he's probably the man of the match. He gets in. Luckily for us, he hits the side netting. But oh boy, that was just emblematic of the game today. Just shooting ourselves in the foot. Because Forest, honestly, they weren't that good. They barely offered anything going forward. Defending, of course, they were great. They had everyone behind the ball. Easy peasy. They barely offered anything. But that's how it ends. They walk away with all 3 points, clinching Premier League safety for Forest. It'll be good to see them again next year. I thought they had a really good second half of the season. But also, unfortunately, 115 charges. FC, Man City, with that Arsenal loss, they have clinched the Premier League title mathematically now. Congratulations to them, blah, blah, blah. But oh boy, what an anemic, impotent, just like limp performance for the Arsenal. Really, they are letting the season peter out. And I have to say, I'm very disappointed with the way these last couple games have gone. I really hope that they can end the season at home against Wolves with a win, because it's just leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Really good season, a really, really good season. We're going to get into everything during the end of season review in a couple of weeks. But today, ugh. Please slap that like button, subscribe, and I will see you next time, my people. Take care.